Hi guys, it's Andrew here from Eastonmade today, and welcome back to the Eastonmade channel. I'm out here in the wood yard and I'm going to load up some firewood because it is that time of the year for us. We got to try and get these piles of firewood moved and make some more room in here for the winter. That's what we do every fall. Most of the guys at shop have already taken their loads of wood or whatever wood they need for the winter out. I have some dry stuff here for a good buddy of mine that I'm going to drop off. And then I have a couple of loads I got to run for family members here too. So that's what we do with all the wood normally. Is we normally give it all away or sell a little wee bit of it, a small portion of it. But that's what we do with the wood here at Eastonmade. What I have here is I have a DSC10 disc screener. This is a heavy duty industrial disc screener. We're gonna have one of these at the show in Green Bay, Wisconsin, coming up. I think it's the weekend of September 5th, 6th, and around there. We will be at Green Bay, so if you're in the Midwest, stop by, check it out. But again, this is an industrial disc screener. This thing weighs significantly more than a lot of that other stuff you see on the market. There's other North American manufacturers that are making these, that are building them heavy, but when you're looking at these disc screeners, the European guys aren't building them near as heavy as this. Maybe they don't need to build them that heavy. Maybe they don't need to have them as robust over there. But in my experience, we build them heavy so then you guys don't need to screw around with them. We want to make sure that down the road, this is still going to be a piece of equipment that isn't bent or busted. The whole thing is made out of 1/4-inch plate. There's 1.5-inch shafts everywhere. This one has the outfeed conveyor on it. We can do it like this, or we can do it with just a chute that comes off the end of it to load into another conveyor. These legs here are removable. Typically, if you were going to set this up, you would remove those legs and then you'd be able to scoop under that or through that disc screener with a bucket and not have those legs in your way. We normally just have these just for setup. Because I'm only running a couple loads of wood, I'm not going to pull them out. We're just going to pull the disc screener away and do it that way. This is our power pack, so it's a 14 horsepower Vanguard engine on it, electric start. It has the auxiliaries with a D10 in it to run the disc screener, and then it also has another lever on it if you want to run something else that is just spring centered. So we do have the power packs too. They're a really nice setup, easy to move around. Yeah guys, that's what we got. That's, like I said, heavy duty disc screener, DSC10. It's 10 feet in length. The outfeed conveyor is, I think, 11 feet maybe, and around there. And then we also offer one of these units in a 20-foot version. So when you go into the 20-foot version, you're going to be able to load with a significantly larger bucket. Like even right now with my Eastonmade bucket here, that is 8 feet from one side of it to the other, and that is 10 feet from one end to the other. So that bucket is almost the full of the disc screener itself. So if you're running something like that, you might want a little bit bigger, or if you're running a big wheel loader, something with a higher capacity, then the larger disc screener is going to work better for you. You're going to be able to load it significantly faster. If you're on that scale, I'm preaching to the choir here. Anyways, I'll show you this. Anyways, we still have a little bit of playing around to do on this. This is our grapple. It's going to come in around $6,500, $7,000 US. Right now the tines are 1 inch. We're going to bring them down to 3/4. That's going to save a couple of 100 pounds on that. So right now that's 1,600 pounds. It'll bring it down to around 1,400 pounds to be a little more manageable on a smaller skid steer. The tine spacing in it, the openings are 7 inches. So a lot of the dirt and debris, the gravel and stuff, like if you're going to go into a pile like that, most of that gravel is still going to fall out of it. That's the key here, guys, is try and keep the wood as clean as we can, and then that's going to get rid of any dirt, any snow that may be on it. And then the disc screener, you're always going to have chaff and chaff in the pile, just from processing the wood. If you're stockpiling it, it's going to dry, the bark's going to fall off. So that's where the disc screener comes in. And I'll show you a clip when I dump this, how clean this load of wood is. And again, this is critical for you guys that are in business, that are running firewood business, or trying to go in here. The cleaner wood, the better product you can deliver to your customers, the more likely they are to call you next year. That client retention in the firewood business is so critical to continued growth and continued sales. There's lots of guys say my sales are down, this, that, the other thing. The economy is slow right now, but right now you have to set yourself apart from the other guy. You have to deliver a better product so you can retain more of those customers. And that, again, guys, number one thing. It's no different than any other business. You got to build good products. You have to make good products. You got to deliver good products in order to have that client retention and continue on. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead. I'll get on the skid steer here. I'll get that loaded up. I'll get the wood into the dump trailer, and I'm gonna give it a try with the dually today. I haven't ever pulled anything significant with the dually. I've drove it a handful of times, but hopefully with the 5500, that dump trailer, I shouldn't even notice it there. So anyways, guys, if you haven't done so yet, give her a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down on the bottom, and I'll keep you in tune with what's going on around here at Eastonmade. I'll get her going. Well guys, I made her back to the shop here and got one load dropped off. I've got a couple of more to go out to that fella. But I have a few observations of doing this with this big bucket here. So the first one is the angle here, we got to change that so it's going to rake ahead a little bit more. So when you go into a pile, you'll have a little more breakout pressure with it. I've got to get smaller cylinders on it, run a 3-inch cylinder on this right now. I think it's going to be a little bit too big. We want to have as much clamping force as we can, but we don't want to bend and bust things. So that's kind of where we're at on that. It's still got a little bit of a twist in it when you clamp. So I think we can go to a little smaller set of cylinders on it. The other thing too is that's a big bucket. I've never loaded that particular trailer. That's a 2-cord dump trailer. I think I was like 7 or 8 scoops of wood to completely fill it. So this bucket here, we've kind of designed it to be a little bit, well, we're trying for a face cord, but obviously there's only so much left capacity the machine's gonna have. So it's just right around a face cord, a little less depending on how much you can pack in there. And I don't know what the capacity of my JCB is off the top of my head, but maybe if you had a small wheel loader with the skid steer mount, a little bigger skid steer, you'd be golden. You'd be putting a lot of wood up really quick. And that brings me to the next point. There's a little bit more dirt in that load than I would like to normally have. I don't know if you can see it coming out of the dump trailer, but here's a little clip of it. And you can see that there's a little bit more dirt in there than I would normally like to have in that. I think that's mostly just operator error on my part. Because when you're loading one of these disc screeners, you don't want to just dump all the wood into it, because it's not going to have time to have, if you dump all the wood in, you're going to have like 2-3 layers of blocks. So you want to kind of dump it in and trickle it in, and then that way you have like 1 layer of blocks to roll across the disc screener. The other option for this, I did do a video one time of a big hopper on the front of a conveyor that loaded the disc screener. That's a good idea too. That may solve that problem for you. But you can see, guys, we still got a pile of dirt out of that. Like, even with that, the wide spacing on that, we still got a pile of dirt and debris out of that. So it does, that disc screener sifts so much stuff out of it. And you can see where I'm pulling out of the pile here. Like, it's not, this is kind of where we've had, like, we've been pushing stuff up here. So like the bottom of the pile is really, really dirty here. So you're still gonna get a little bit of dirt in even with that big wide bucket. Anyways, guys, I am gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get another load of wood on here. They got 2 more to deliver. I'll get 1 more today, maybe 1 more tomorrow. But I hope that shows you kind of what our disc screeners are all about. Like I said, they're big, heavy-duty industrial disc screeners, and they're gonna save you a pile of time, and the client retention there is astronomical when you deliver a good load of firewood. The nice thing about it too, guys, if you need a disc screener, we try to normally keep one in stock. Going into the fall, we normally get a little bit busier. You might be probably 6 weeks right now, went around there to get you a disc screener. I would say 6 to 8 weeks. So if you are looking for a disc screener for this upcoming season, call us now and we will be able to get one on order for you and hopefully get one down to you, so you can get all that wood out of your yard, into your trailer, and into your customer's driveway. Anyways, guys, like I said, give her a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down at the bottom. I will, this will be up sometime the next day or two. Like I said, the show in Green Bay is coming up. It's gonna be the first weekend in September after Labor Day. So I think it's the 5th, 6th, 7th or something like that. So we're gonna be in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We're gonna have a load of splitters there. We're gonna have firewood processors. We're gonna have this disc screener. We're gonna have lots of gear there. The next show is Ottawa Gatineau. I have that up on my website if you want information on it. And then I will be, during the Ottawa Gatineau show, I will actually be at the APF Expo at Wrigley Estates in Warwickshire, England. So if you're in the UK and you're wanting to see some great firewood equipment, you stop by there. say hello. You'll see why all these guys over here in North America love these machines and love these products so much, because they're built to last, they're built heavy. You guys will be horribly impressed with them, I'm sure. And I'm really curious to see different ways of doing stuff, because again, we're starting to branch out, do different products. We're well organized on this end of it, so maybe we can build splitters just for you guys overseas too. So anyways guys, like I said, thumbs up, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.